Before we go into breathing, I invite you to get a little bit more comfortable. However, your body would like to move. Maybe that's a stretch, maybe changing your position, relaxing more into support beneath you. Anything else to attend to the needs of the body. It's not only pleasant to get more comfortable, it's also a signal of safety. We only take the time to do this when we have relative safety. And then orienting to your current environment, letting your eyes move wherever they would like to move, just seeing what draws them. And then noticing if there's something that your eyes are drawn to, noticing details. Maybe it's color or colors, contrast of them. It's patterns then. Maybe you can see texture differences. Maybe it's about the position of this in relation to other things. And then also orienting with the auditory sense when I'm quiet, listening for whatever you hear, and then seeing what's the most distant sound you hear. And then the sense of touch. Maybe your fingers, your hands are on something. Maybe they'd like to touch something, and just noticing. Maybe you notice temperature, texture. You press down a little, feel the pressure with that. And then all the places your body's making contact with your environment, depending on standing, seated, lying down, all those different areas of the body, and just feeling into that, noticing what it's like to relax into that support a little bit more. Maybe you also feel things of temperature, texture. Oh, and just letting gravity do its work, muscles holding you up less, just relaxing into what supports you. And wherever your feet are, you might like to roll them a little bit, heel to toe, side to side. Really feel that connection, that surface area. And you can also push in a little bit to increase that sense of grounding. And with today's topic on spiritual safety, choices and agency are even more important. Recognizing that there are always choices. And here you're explicitly being encouraged by me to really notice, what does your system desire? What resonates with you? So that I'll make some suggestions of things to try out. And that's all they are, suggestions. And you discern, this feels like good timing for me to do this. Or, that's interesting, but not right now. Or, it's just not for me. Just really playing with finding what your system needs. And with ways to increase and reduce intensity, if you'd like a break from so many words, you could also turn the volume down just to hear the rhythm of my voice. And with an invitation to close eyes, you can also choose to keep your eyes open. And you can move if that helps you. You can pause the recording and come back another time, or not come back. Just find out, this is what I need right now. Just notice what it's like to be invited into really finding what you need. And an invitation to focus on the breath a bit. Take a deep breath in, and an even longer exhale for the shift to the parasympathetic. Parasympathetic is that rest and digest, detoxify and heal. Taking a few breaths in your own timing. Now I invite you to try out some abdominal breathing. You may like to put your hands on your belly. And as you breathe in, really feel that filling, the expansion of your abdomen. And exhaling so deeply that the diaphragm is contracting and your belly is moving in some. And again, some breaths in your own timing, focusing on really feeling that filling and release and contraction. There's an area about 2 to 3 inches below the navel in the very core, the center of the body. In Chinese medicine, this is called the Dantian, and it's the main physical energy reservoir. In this breathing, you can also think of it as being like a pump, pumping up the Dantian with the life force energy coming in with the breath. And another way you can feel the Dantian is to visualize a line going from the Dantian all the way down to the center of the earth, where there's just pure, pure energy. And with each breath, you can see that energy moving up this line to also be getting some of that pure earth energy into the Dantian. And anytime we're filling, we'd like to also have a way for excess energy to leave. So you can also visualize a grounding cord going from your tailbone down deep into the earth. It's going deep below the earth's surface, so you can feel free to release what no longer serves you or just excess. Knowing the earth can transmute that into pure, clean energy. And with your breath, as well as the exhalation just of the air, maybe there's also sounds that would like to come. Ah, you're taking in the air, taking in the earth energy, and then you're also releasing what you don't need down into the earth and also with the breath. And even there might just be something nice to appreciate. Wow, you don't have to just carry things. I get to discern when to let things go. And in terms of spiritual safety, can also imagine a cocoon around you. Might like to stretch your arms out and move them to claim that space, your safe space of transformation. No matter what is happening in life, to have this time now, this space to relax. You can make it whatever is nurturing to you. Maybe it's floating in a warm salt water, floating in an ocean of love. Ah, so much letting go. Feeling a little bit more of tension release from your body. Maybe forehead, jaw, shoulders, and neck, belly, any place else. Maybe you'd like to feel held by your representation of love. That might be a higher power, spiritual figure, person who's been very nurturing. And you could add to it the kinesthetic of a self hug. And knowing too that when we hold that hug for 20 or 30 seconds, we also get some oxytocin release, that feel good bonding hormone. You can add in some stroking, whatever's pleasant to you. You might feel into your wise, loving self, yourself being resourced by what's larger than you. Maybe that's also nature, stars out there, things being much bigger than our little minds, as much as they struggle can perceive. So there can be a little bit more letting go. There's so many layers upon layers of healing and transformation happening. You might like to notice the contact at your back, other aspects of being held. Maybe a pillow in front of you and also a self hug. That really being held, being accompanied by whatever supports you. Your wise, loving self, resourced, filled up with love. And just building this sense of feeling into being held, having supports with whatever is happening in life, and learning to speak what needs spoken, to attend to your needs, so the body no longer needs to carry things, doesn't need to be the messenger by holding tension or pain or any symptoms. I like to breathe out. And knowing too, it's a gradual learning process. Any parts that are holding things will transform little by little. We're not giving up one coping mechanism, one thing that is at least somewhat adaptive, before another takes its place. There might be a little bit more relaxation with that. And knowing you have this oasis in the midst of life, this calm center to return to. There may be supportive images that come in your mind's eye. Maybe you hear what some people call intuition, others call higher self or guidance from spirit. Taking a little time to lean into that receiving. And humans go through certain developmental stages, and Erik Erikson's developmental system, trust is the first one. From birth to 18 months, an infant's needs to develop a sense of security and trust in their caregivers by having their basic needs met consistently. But when sometimes that doesn't happen, all is not lost. Developmental needs can be met in other ways, in community, in connection to God or your higher power, nature, and through your inner work with parts. When we put some request out there beyond us, like in the form of prayer, and the prayer doesn't seem to be answered, like maybe we pray for something to stop, it doesn't. But then maybe a response comes if we pray for strength or courage or a resource to support the process we're going through. And in meditation, we may tune more readily into receiving wisdom. And having the co-regulation, being in a group together for meditation or virtually, all the other people doing this work right now. And finding the resources we need, to ask for resources. That takes humility to know I don't know it all. I need help. And also worthiness. the sense of being deserving of support. So this idea of being surrounded by various supports, various resources, some we're not even aware of, because we've got that tunnel vision, that narrow focus of something being wrong. And when we relax our gaze, relax our body, might notice awareness of some other resources. So even if pushed off center a bit, reacting to things, life events, it's developing this process of being able to come back to center, access resources, developing a stronger and stronger core, these skills with what brings you back to calm, to a feeling of peace, feeling that core sense growing in you. There might be images with that or words that describe that for you. Just the sensations of this greater core developing, of tuning into what is nurturing, greater trust and enjoyment of life. Because when there's challenges, there's also resources. Having what's needed for learning and growth. Oh, there might be a little bit more relaxation there. This building sense of trusting the learning and growth that's happening, the unfolding of life. The spiritual safety in that. The compassion for yourself and others. All of us on this learning journey. How this builds resilience. Over time, more easily being able to come back to center. Not wasting energy on blame and shame. Just noticing something worked well, it didn't work well. What learning resources might I need? What supports might I need to process this? Learning and growing. Maybe a smile comes with that. Oh, to just come into this way of being, to relax, enjoy what is, to have the right cycles of some activity, some effort that's not too much, and then relaxation and just enjoying what is. You may notice some pleasant sensations in your body somewhere with that. Colors, images, enjoyable emotions, supportive thoughts. Just taking a little time to let that unfold, just to enjoy. Now coming into awareness of your body making contact with any of the surfaces it does. Noticing sounds in your environment you hear. And opening your eyes, letting your eyes go where they're drawn to whatever's interesting to them in this amazing, beautiful world we're in, this planet moving through space, all these cycles of movement and growth. And welcome back.